Man, like night two Wrestlemania was kind of a weird one. Like as if you didn't check out the Wrestlemania Night One review that I did yesterday. It's down below so you can see it for yourself. I thought that was a really good night one. I dare say might even been borderline low key great. But this here was a little bit weird. Like it got progressively better as the show went on. Like the first hour or two was like real ugly. Like there were no weather delays, thank God. The night two started with fucking Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil dressed like pirates. Like watching that, even now weeks later, I'm still like baffled. Like the fuck, they were like buffoon pirates. Like the fuck. And then we get, oh god. So the show started off with Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Oh my god, what the fuck was that pile of shit that we just saw? Oh god. So this film was going on for 6 fucking months. 6 months. You had the Fiend Bray Wyatt getting burnt to the fucking crisp. Then you have Randy Orton and Elizabeth basically fielding each other, leading to a match at like Fast Lane. And you had the Fiend return with a burn look at him. And it led up to here. Just Randy Orton versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Just a singles match. No Firefly cinematic, no stipulation, just nothing. It was just Randy Orton versus Fiend Bray Wyatt. That was it. And I knew it was not gonna be a great match. Let's just call it what it is. I knew this wasn't gonna be great, and this wasn't as bad as their match at 4 years ago in WrestleMania 33, I believe. But this was any fucking bad. The only good thing was that happened throughout this was the entrance with Bray Wyatt with the switching to like Burn Fiend to like normal Fiend, even though like he just mysteriously not burn anymore. Like the fuck. So they ran around for 5 minutes. Not very good, my ass. This was kind of a like. What do you even describe this match? I thought though, for most of it was pretty boring, and then you had this stupid ass British, which completely ruining everything. So you have fucking the Fiend, Bray Wyatt getting burnt to the crisp. You have this payoff. Look like it's gonna be like the culmination of this fucking storyline. And then you get it. And then you oh my god. I don't even know how to fucking describe I don't even know how to describe this. Like so Brayway was burned to the crisp. Then came back. And his first match since being burned, he fucking lost. And of all things, due to Alexa Bliss smearing all black goo goo on her face and having sitting down like the long lost sister of Aleister Black, and you haven't lose to one fucking RKO. One fucking RKO. Like, I can't even describe how mind-boggling this is. You look, besides that stupid gold match in Saudi Arabia, look at the fucking names they drop out, and something may look like buffoon to the thing. Like, look at stuff like, look, it took 20,000 fucking customs to beat him. It took like 5,000 running knees or Finn Balor's 100 coup de grace. None of that can pull it down. And then, and the worst of it is that the Fiend needed took that much punishment to make it look all that realistic. If you count for this match, the Fiend controlled most of this, and then they only took was Alexa Bliss having black goo goo on her face and lose to one fucking RKO. Do you know how fucking mind-boggling this is? Fuck! So, Randy Orton wins. Post-match, they fucking stare. Bliss and Wyatt stare at each other. Oh, the lights go out, and when the lights come back on, they all disappear. Nothing happened. And the crowd boos. And do you expect anything else? Do you expect anything else? Anything else? Other than, did they fucking expect the crowd to react anything other than what they just saw? Complete fucking garbage and one big giant waste of fucking time. Ugh. If Bray Wyatt wasn't buried before, he surely is the fuck is. Like, just get out, just get out of that fucking comp. Just take all your creativity that you have and get the fuck away from this company that don't treat you the proper way you should. Fucking embarrassing. Ugh, I hate fucking everything, but like, I'm so fucking disgusted by this. So fucking am. That's just it. And what made even worse is that basically they took Bray Wyatt's Firefly gimmick and gave it to Alexa Bliss. That's all what they did, because that's all what they did since Alexa has her new friend called Lily. Oh my god. I hate fucking everything about this match. Well, not as the 33 one. That was just god awful. This was This was no good. I hate everything about that finish. Hate it. And one big waste of time. And speaking of that, we had the women's tag team title match. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler defending against Natalia Tamina, the one who won, the ones who won the tag team tomorrow night match the night before. You know it's bad when Tamina got a better reaction than the fucking Fiend Orton match. They were at that point they were just ready to cheer for anything after that atrocity that was Fiend versus Orton. They were just ready to cheer for anything. So you had that match and it wasn't they just said they just got spade and it was not a good match. Obviously not. It was not. It was a pretty bad match, and they even watched it. They even watched it. So apparently, Nia Shayna Baszler retains. I didn't know, but Shayna Baszler is just so much fucking better than to be paired up with Nia Jax. Just my opinion. So yeah. So screw this match. After that, this is where the show started to pick up for a little bit. You had Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, a really fun match. They had so Sami Zayn brought in Sami Zayn brought in for this match as like his manager or something. Logan Paul, the that guy from YouTube is like apparently the biggest star in YouTube right now, Logan Paul. And it's so fucking funny to see him get basically loaded by that Tampa crowd. And WWE expected him to get cheered towards the end. We'll get to that part. Yeah. So Logan Paul showed up. And Sami Zayn Kevin Owens, they had a really, really good match. Really good match. Not, I don't think it was like great as their 2016 match once on a pay per view. I don't think it wasn't as great match as that was 5 years ago, and like I think it was like on Battleground 2016 where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn faced up. Still, this was a really good match and a really fun match between both of them. I really loved the callback to their last match to the Battleground match where looks down Sammy looks down at Follick and he still is something. But this guy Kevin Owens doesn't fall for it and actually got let him to get him to picking up the victory here. So Kevin Owens wins in a fun match. And then you get the post match where Logan Paul's like shoving Sami Zayn and WWE foolishly enough that thought that it would get the crowd to actually cheer Logan Paul. Fucking idiots. And they had to know. They had to know the like well what were really gonna make the crowd satisfied was Logan Paul eating a stunner, which I can watching this. When I saw Logan Paul came out with Sarah, I was like, always, please do a stunner, please do a stunner. And the crowd and the crowd fell for it as like I did. And luckily enough, Owens hits Logan Paul with a stunner to a massive ovation. Get a little strong. A really fun match, and I so kinda cooling with kinda so entertaining angle of Kevin Owens stunning Logan Paul. So yeah, I hope Logan Paul got that WrestleMania payday. I hope it was really nice for him. What was the next? I'm gonna. I think the next match was I think the next match was the US title match between Sheamus against the champion Riddle. These two have some really great chemistry, really great chemistry, and they always seems to have really good ass matches. And this was no different. This was Um, this was a great, this was a fun match made by that awesome, awesome finish. Where Matt Riddle looked like he was gonna do a flip like he does in most of the matches. He looked like he was gonna do like moons, a moonsault for like the second roll, but then Chamber catches it at a perfect time and hits the bro kick to Riddle and leading him to win the United States Championship. Awesome, awesome finish. Love that. And Shane really deserved the championship as he's probably since this last year was probably it was probably his most best work he has done in the ring. And I think it was nice for them to reward him with the US title. So yeah, good match, awesome finish. Nothing. There's no nice word to say about how good of a match, but how great of that finish was. You have the Intercontinental Championship on the line in the Nigerian drums fight between Apollo Crews against the champion Big E. Um, Big E had a nice entrance with Wally, whatever one pronounced him. That was a nice performance entrance for him. I really in the monthly into I really enjoy the feud between Apollo Crews and Big E. It kind of cool of with the up to, but it was it was still one of the matches I was looking for. Kind of looking forward to. The Nigerian drum fight was apparently a no DQ match, which I even said like when even the wrestler they even know what the Nigerian drum fight even means. The whole time I kept thinking like it's a fucking no DQ match. I mean, and all what it really was like a no DQ match with drums everywhere. With I think there were like candlesticks there, and that was it. That was really it. So it was a nice match, but the problem was I definitely felt in the match like it was really short. Like especially in that finish where there was like a table spot and then the finisher and then something screwy happened and the match is over. Like Apollo and Biggie, they had a decent match that could have been a lot better with a few more minutes piled in. And you can tell, and you can definitely tell with that face that it was pretty rushy. The finish though was kind of what I expected. Well, not the person that interfered, but I kind of knew, but I don't think I knew this. Well, I knew Apollo Crews was going to win the Intercontinental Championship. Like the guy in during this feud had like 5, 6 title shots and lost all of them. So he needed the win here. And it was I think it was the right finish for that kind of him. Like you had um some guy, I don't even, it was Daba Daba Kato, which the announcers like they even pretend who he is, and I was like, wasn't this guy featured on Raw, like Raw Underground, some shit? Was he like the key focus of that thing? So that was pretty embarrassing to hear, but it was the right way to get a part of like some hits for like BDP in his hometown in Tampa for the IC title. Again, decent match, but it could have been a lot better with more minutes in final. Then you had the Raw Women's Championship between Rhea Ripley in her second only WrestleMania against Asuka. Rhea Ripley had a live performance by her band that does her by the New Year's Day band, I think so. Some shit for the New Year's Day show that and did a performance for Rhea. Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. You can tell like most of it, the crowd wasn't into it. The match wasn't like it was like it was average at best. It was like it was a okay to decent match, but the crowd seemed to didn't care. And I think I reflected in that bill since they only had 3 weeks to promote this. So yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. But we did get a nice pop where she won with hitting her finisher. Rhea Ripley became the Raw Women's Champion. Exactly the right finish. Rhea needed to like get her years back after kind of being like shafted by Charlotte Flair at last year's WrestleMania. She wanted here, got her moment, winning the women's title. It definitely seems like a little bit of change here ago with, as you saw at NXT the 2 days later after this, where it was Bianca, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Raquel Gonzalez all holding the championship for when they started NXT all together, and then years later, all holding the women's titles in WWE. So I really appreciate that. So it was a okay decent match, but it got the finish one needed to happen. That was Rhea Ripley winning the women's title for Raw. Now let's get on to the match that, like myself, everybody was looking forward to the most. The Universal Championship Triple Threat match between Daniel Bryan versus Edge versus Roman Reigns. I haven't like the build to this match was like kind of screwy like towards Fastlane where they kind of jumped the story where like Edge like turning here. It's like that wasn't really necessary to do that because it's like because you see it here with the entrance like Daniel Bryan got a lukewarm reaction more than usual. Like there were some gestures, but they were not as loud as they was when the Bryan was in like the triple threat back 2014 when it was red hot and when it was like super popular. So he got a lukewarm reaction. Edge, oh my god, he had a huge ovation for that ring judging, and it made me. And I was really amazed because it's like you have Edge playing a heel in this in the build towards this match, and then you get the rest of it. He gets this huge welcomely reaction, which maybe kind of maybe I will made me smile because this is like the first proper match for Edge in front of the crowd in almost 10 years. Like I think back to this Royal Rumble reaction, that's this Royal Rumble return in 2020. I was so fucking stoked when that happened. And I was stoked when I was stoked for this, for that interest for him getting to see the people seeing him in a proper match in 10 years as most of his matches in his game haven't had a crowd. Albeit in a virtual crowd, but not a human crowd like this. So that really made me happy to see Edge getting that reaction as he as he's I think he's really one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Edge. So and then Roman Reigns finally getting the reaction that is so desirable for him. Like after all these years, he was roasted by this WrestleMania crowd when he was a face. Now that he finally gets the proper reaction, which really reflects of how fucking good this man has truly become the last 8 months of his run. Every everything he like every what he said is true. Like where everything he touches turns to greatness. Everything he touches turns to greatness. Um, and what can I really say that has to explain? It was a really great, awesome, excellent main event for Triple Threat for the Universal Championship. And Wrestlemania, it's always have a weird comment like, it's always like you see a pattern with these triple threat matches at a WrestleMania in main events that are always great. They are always excellent. Like WrestleMania 20, where he should shout, well, screw that, but with Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Then you get WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Batista. And then you get this, and this was another classic main event for the Universal Championship. You have some really awesome spots where, like, you have some awesome spots where Edge, like, doing like a sunset flip, like when Roman was like from the top. I think he did it twice, like when he hit on there, like he was from like a top, and when Roman Reigns was running at him, he did that the same spot in the ball, only without the second rope. But yeah, that was awesome. And then you have Roman Reigns and Edge spearing one another. That was so cool. You have Roman Reigns power bomb. They are brought to the announcer table. Roman Reigns basking, telling you all his fans, telling you all the fans to acknowledge him, acknowledge me. And then you have Edge spearing. I don't know, and I will say they got it great with Edge literally descending and spearing Roman off the through the floor off the steel steps. That was great. And then you have Edge holding like something for like the steel shell or something, and he holds the weapon and locks in Roman Reigns in a submission hold. And then you get Daniel Bryan joining with Edge with doing stereo submissions on Roman Reigns. That was probably my second favorite part of the match, next to the one I'm about to talk about in a few seconds. So there's that, and Edge spearing Roman Reigns where everybody thought he was gonna win, and then they're only for everybody to pull the referee out, and then the crowd really wanted badly to see Edge win. So Edge gave the concertos like he said he would do in the weeks leading up to this. So he hits the concertos only for Jey Uso, who was taken out like earlier in the match to come in. It's a spear by Edge only for Roman to hit the spear on the Edge. He hit the concerto on the Edge, grab Edge on top of Daniel Bryan, who also got a concerto. Stats Edge on Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns pins both of them on the same freaking time. And I thought like, if they were going to have Roman Reigns retain here, this was the best way to do it. Like exactly what he did, what he predicted the 2 nights before this. Remember the SmackDown program when he literally said he was going to do is was stab them, smash them, pin them, and that's exactly what they did. Great. That was my favorite part of the match was the finish. Roman Reigns is on another his Universal Championship reign. He's been he's literally in the prime of his career right now. It's really awesome to see how come for Roman Reigns, how far how has come for Roman Reigns. It truly is a blast to see. So that was an excellent main event to cap off this weekend of WrestleMania, which overall was really held by that. Like it was always fresh to see the human crowd for the first time over a year since we haven't had a crowd for most of the last year. So it was really great to see the crowd back, and they really made this show for both nights. And all in all, this Mania was good. It was. I really enjoyed the 2 nights of Mania. Um, I think the triple threat match was probably I think the triple threat match was the best match of the weekend. And the worst match was Randy Orton, the Fiend. Oh, don't even start that again. So yeah, really fun to see here. Really fun to see here and talk about the weekend, man. The rating for night two is down below. I may also put the overall rating, what I think of the show. So yeah, so that was Wrestlemania in the books, and I don't know how much I'll stay around. Truly, I don't know, but um, I'm gonna be sticking around for a little bit just for you guys. So, yeah, which I don't know which comes next, but I'm looking forward. But I have some few videos ideas in mind. So yeah, so leave what so like this video, subscribe. Tell me what you think of both nights of WrestleMania in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this matches.